Thank you, Mayor and Council. Jeff Dorkak, City Attorney. We thought it might be appropriate, Mayor, for this bill to have a little bit of background about how we got here. So we have a short PowerPoint to present to Council and the public that is attending and watching on this item. As noted with the updated title, this ordinance deals with prohibiting pet sales at existing and future shops, and also updates our pet shop regulations generally. A little history on how we got here. As the council especially recalls, we had two ordinances that were bills that proposed changes to our Title VII animal title. One was dealing with requirements for pet shops, generally regulations and regulatory changes. That was presented by former Councilwoman Seaman. And then we had a bill from Mayor, yourself, and Councilwoman Bruni dealing with a prohibition on sales and a three-strike rules to bring non-compliant pet shops in front of council quicker if there were issues. Because the two bills were existing at the same time, the sponsors thought it appropriate and efficient to get together and work on bringing the bills together, which they did. Based on some feedback and discussions there, essentially all of the terms from both bills were put together, along with an additional piece that would sunset after 2 years the ability for grandfathered shops to continue to sell animals. In other words, we have 13 shops today that sell animals. The initial idea was that they could continue for all time to sell them. What the initial idea then after that was after 2 years, they would not be able to sell anymore, those 13 existing grandfathered shops. We sent that unified bill out for business impact solicitation. Based on the feedback from the businesses, it was recommended that we introduce the bill without the 2-year provision. So we went back to the grandfathered shops could continue to sell as long as they existed for all time. Following the introduction, we received more feedback, and based upon that feedback, the direction was for a 3-year sunset for the grandfathered shops, and that is where we are today with the First Amendment. So again, a portion of this bill is regulatory, and the other portion deals with 3 strikes and the sales. Some of the regulations that we have in this bill that I believe most of the people interested in are aware of, and the council as well, as we briefed on it several times. Keeping animals away from nonstop human interaction, keeping animals in appropriate cages or areas so that they're not with animals that could do harm to them, a written disease control program rather than just a disease control program that we don't even know if it's written down, some warranty requirements from the pet shops. If you buy a dog who's under 12 months of age, you are going to get a 1-year warranty and also 30 days of free pet insurance, signage dealing with the kennels where the animals are sold, a health certificate requirement. And then again, Mayor, as I point out from your and Councilwoman Bruni's original bill, 3 adjudications of any violations of our Title VII, you are brought before council for potential loss, or excuse me, brought before animal protection for possible loss of your permit immediately. There's no subjective decision about whether to bring you. You are brought before animal protection. The pet sale limitation deals with dogs, cats, rabbits, pot-bellied pigs, and guinea pigs. Like I said, there are 13 existing shops that sell one or any of those animals. You can, under the bill as written with the First Amendment, relocate that shop. If I have a shop that sells those animals, I'm exempted in under the current language, and if I need to relocate for whatever reason, maybe my rent goes too high, I can relocate within the city of Las Vegas and maintain my licenses and permits after the necessary, go through the new shop, but I cannot expand my business. I can't do a second shop. I have one. Pet shops can, under this bill, partner with our nonprofit partners and shelters who have animals, what we heard from earlier today, in order to do free adoption events in order to move some of those animals from at the pet shop locations. And then at no cost. Those are not going to be sold. It's going to be, at most, it would be the adoption fees. And then finally, we have the penalties if this bill were to pass. If you're selling any of these animals after the prohibition goes into effect, you will be facing a fine of $250 at a minimum, $500 maximum. And again, that First Amendment that was approved by the recommending committee added a cutoff on the exemption for the 13 grandfathered shops. They will have 3 years to continue to sell those 5 animals. After that, it is over. Any new shops that come before business licensing and animal protection, from the get-go, if this bill passes, they cannot sell those 5 animals. Can those shops then exist? Yes, this is not a ban of pet shops. This is a ban of pet sales on the 5 categories. You can have a pet shop that sells animals outside those 5 categories, and obviously all of the other food and equipment needed for raising your pets. So with that, that is the First Amendment of the ordinance in front of you for vote, Mayor. I'll turn it back to you. Obviously, we took public comment at the start of the meeting. There's not a need unless you would like to take it now, but other than that, we're good to go.
Thank you so much, Mr. City Attorney. Does any member of the City Council wish to speak? Or questions? Well, speak means questions also. Okay, in that case.
Thank you, Mayor, and thanks, Mr. Dorkak, for the presentation. I just wanted to make it clear because I will get asked a whole bunch of questions about this one. And we've gotten probably 2,000 emails, would guess, over the last couple of weeks. So I've gone back and forth on this particular bill for a variety of reasons. Number one, Mayor, I just want to say I think you've done an amazing job bringing a community together. I'm really, really impressed with what is a challenging topic, at least it is for me. But you've done a great job at bringing everyone together. I believe in every part of this bill, with the exception of the limiting the sunsetting. Sorry, thank you. So I think it's great to no new licenses, but I would like to extend the grandfather for the existing businesses. And I think at least the pet stores that I've seen in my ward, my guess is that the regulations that are put in place here, and that I believe Mr. Tovar's group are well equipped to manage, I think that would probably put several of the businesses in my ward out of business, based on some of the things I've seen. And so my stance would be is that if that sunset stays in there, I can't vote for that. If it's removed, I'm happy to vote for it. And just some of the criticism I'll get, because I get it every single time I talk about animals, just to be clear. Some of the critics will come out and say, if you're a Republican, you're pro-business or you're anti-business. If you're a Democrat, you're immoral or unethical. So I haven't taken money from anybody. I asked my veterinarian what I should do. And that's how I came up to this particular stance. And I appreciate everything everybody's doing for animals. But this is where I am right now, so I appreciate that.
I thank you so much. Yes, Ms. Polensky.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I too echo Mayor Pro Tem's sentiments about all the work you've put into this, not only this ordinance, but bringing that entire animal ecosystem together to have thoughtful dialogue in order to get here. It's been great for you and for all of us to see the fruits of those labors. I personally am a 17-year small business owner here in Southern Nevada. As many people know, I grew up in the back of a donut shop and a liquor store. I'm second generation small business owner, and I don't feel comfortable, and I don't think it's the proper role of government to unilaterally take business licenses away. And I think today is a great day to discuss this, because I believe the best course of action for this is to increase regulations. And I know we had Commissioner Christian Kiliani here. I had no problem with every regulatory suggestion she made. I would embrace every single one of them. I want to move forward with those consumer protections that we've all talked about internally. The regulatory and a very robust regulatory environment is what I'm in favor of. And when that environment is not, when small business owners don't operate within those regulatory controls that we set, I have no problem taking business licenses away. But I believe that's our correct form of action in this environment. So I too have great discomfort about unilaterally taking 17 business licenses away, or excuse me, 15 business
13.
Licenses away. 13 business licenses unilaterally away without going through that vetting process. I know on October 1st, the Review Journal mentioned Southern Nevada as the 4th highest unemployment rate in America, and I don't want to put 200 to 300 people on our rolls right now. So I'd like a more deliberative process, one where that this body can control. And I have never not taking a business license away when someone acts inappropriately. So I welcome that. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. What I propose is we have a bill, and I hope somebody will step up and make a motion for this bill. Let us vote on it. Should it pass, it's an ordinance. Should it not pass, I would entertain another motion. Is that, can I do that,
Yes.
Mr. City Attorney?
Yep, I'll be with you as you go, yep.
Would anybody, then I'll make the motion. I move that we vote for Bill number 2025-35.
With the First Amendment? Yeah, with the First Amendment, just add that to your motion, please.
At the 3-year ban after, and 3 years ban on all sales of pets and pets, all 13 pet stores. Shall we vote? Please post. The bill passes, and thank you all very much. I'd like to say a few words. I have a few rules when it comes to leadership, and I consider myself, I may be mayor, but in the end, I'm one of 7 votes on the city council, and it's very important to me that our city council speaks in not only a dignified manner, but in a manner that shows that we work together. People know that when I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, so nobody ever walks away from a conversation with me where they go, "What'd she say?" Nothing like that. I always say what's on my mind, and obviously everybody treats me in the same manner. I also don't like to put my colleagues in an awkward position where we are forced to vote between one thing that we like and another thing that we like. I prefer that we are closer to uniformity. And I think I thank you for your compliments, but I kind of feel I let everybody down by not